All right, Shalom Akim. Before I begin, I want to start off by giving infinite praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash, the honors to the apostles and elders. I agree most of them, men who teach and rule well, men who tell me this truth. And peace and blessings be unto you, fellow Akim. You brothers also push out this word in truth, sincerity, and in faith. Those who want this lesson be edifying, I want to bring out certain scriptures, supporting scriptures on the word patience and as well as eagerness. All right, because my daily walk, I was just recounting events that happened way before I joined up or came to the knowledge of the truth of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And you learn how, eventually brothers will hear it, fucking watch the apostles' videos, how you had in times past, mainly before the year 2000, where you had men that essentially believed that the world and the prophecies and the Yahweh, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, who the world knows as Jesus Christ, ignorantly, they had believed that in that specific year the Lord was going to return, before the new millennium, all right, which was a big event, not concerning just the Akim at that time, the men, the individuals that essentially forsook the Lord, or forsook the work mainly, all right. And the reason why is because they essentially gave themselves like not a specific time frame, but the men that took heed to that doctrine, they were awaiting for that year, all right? They were waiting for that deadline, But here it is, the scriptures tell us that no man knoweth that hour, no man knoweth that day, or not even Yahweh Shai himself, But anyway, those specific individuals, one thing that they for sure had the spirit on them was that they were overly, not only were they overly zealous, but they were overly eager. All right, and that specific spirit can cause you to crash, So I'm gonna get the word eager. All right, out of my line dictionary. It says here eager. It's an adjective, right? So look at the description, right, of something or someone. In late 13th century, strenuous, ardent, fierce, and angry, right? In from Old French, sour, acid, right? Harsh and bitter, rough, eager, greedy, all right. And you best believe during that time it was definitely like bitter. It was harsh to hear that the fact that essentially at that time in the year 2000 it wasn't time yet, right? So what made men became bitter? It was sour news, all right. And because of that, they essentially turned back from plowing, all right. Their hands was taken off the plow, and the next thing you know, they lost faith. And now, whether or not they still walk the earth, all right, and whether or not the Lord chooses, all right, to bestow mercy upon them, now they just know. Now they're just men that know that they're Israelites, right? Not being profitable to anyone, not even to themselves, man. You see, and we definitely don't want to fall into that same trap, so to speak, same stumbling block, because that's pretty much what it was, and a huge stumbling block it was. This is Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, verses 1. I'm gonna read from verse 1 to verse 3. It says, "I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved." Yeah, that's right, man. Because essentially, not only are we on a watch, the job of a watch person or a watchman, all right, is just that. You're literally supposed to just wait and be circumspect, all right, and to adhere, and also to profess and testify the things that you've seen, and to continue to preach upon that watch, right? Second verse, it says, "And the Lord answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it." All right, and indeed we are running in that specific race, that race that is written in Corinthians, man. All right, the race of endurance, the race to see how far we'll be willing to go, how far we'll be willing to wait, all right, for that day to come. And indeed, eagerness, we like written in my online dictionary, it's really not all a bad thing. We can be eager. We can be eager in righteousness. And indeed we are. We're eager to get out of this place, to be delivered out of Babylon the Great before it's essentially met by thermonuclear missiles, right? Before the judgment of the Lord befalls this place. Indeed we are. But here it is. If the Lord told us to wait, and the fact that we're not gonna know when that day comes, that should just all in all tell you that this is just a huge it's a game of patience. It's a waiting game. I didn't really want to say that phrase just because of the negative connotations, but essentially that's what it is. All right, it's a tournament of waiting, like the Olympics. And guess what? We're all gonna receive that prize, the 144,000. All right, the 144,000 are gonna have the patience of the saints, as it is written. So I'm gonna keep reading. Third verse. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. All right. Yeah. Though it tarry, wait for it. Yes. Though it be long. Right. It's 2024. A whopping 2 decades and an extra 4 years on the side. With 2025 already around the corner. All right, September, October, November, December. All right, as the years go by, we're still waiting on the Lord, and even then, we're waiting on the prophecies to kick off. Even prior to that, man, the trying of the elect. So we gotta be prudent upon even on the timeline. This is why the scriptures say, "Measure out the time diligently in itself." Diligently, why? Because so not only because we're not caught up in confusion, but also because so we don't lose patience. All right, man. Whenever if brothers ever, of course, whenever brothers exercise, there's this if Akim end up setting up, and this proves proof that how weak this flesh is, because here it is, right? Even when brothers exercise, if you end up putting a certain goal, right, for X amount of reps that you do or sets, and you have that deadline, here it is, the flesh will play on that and have it to where you pretty much almost become weak when you start to reach that certain goal, to reach that certain rep. Just one more, instead of just seeing how far you can go, or for example, when you have, here it is, when you I'm not sure if brothers do it, but whenever brothers use a treadmill, right, and you give yourself put it down to where you're gonna run at this speed, and you're only gonna run into X amount of minutes. If you keep, if you tell yourself that you're gonna run for 10 minutes, all right, and have that goal in place, guess what? The mind is gonna play on that, and it's just gonna get tired up until that time. All right, doesn't happen to every brother, but here it doesn't happen to every Akim out there, but here it is. Even that's why you have it to where some people just put a towel, all right, or something to block. What does the treadmill even say, or how much time you have left? Because here it is, if the flesh knows that you're supposed to do your hardest in terms of endurance, then it's gonna go way farther than what you have put down for that set goal. Meaning what? You don't know when you're gonna stop, and it's the same thing with this truth. The same thing with the that deadline, that specific day. It's already written, but again, no man knoweth of that day, no man knoweth of that hour. I'm gonna grab those scriptures. It's pretty simple. All right, make it plain upon tables. We don't know when that time is coming, and we're supposed to wait. All right, this is Luke 18:6. It says, "And the Lord said, hear what the unjust judge saith, and shall not the Most High avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth?" All right, when the Son of Man cometh, is he going to find faith on the earth? Yes, of course. But who specifically will retain that faith? It's going to be his men. All right, the same men who heard his voice, whithersoever they went, wheresoever they were. All right, and they're going to follow him. They're going to hear his voice and do what he said before he comes, man. All right, as it is written, blessed is he that findeth his servant doing so well doing. Loosely paraphrasing. All right. This is Matthew 24. It's actually in this chapter, but I'm going to get to the point, what I have written. This is Matthew 24:6. "But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." All right? So even that, during that time, look, even during that year, at the beginning of the millennium, people were partying, not having a care in the world. They're bringing it in. But yeah, and you also had a certain amount of people, the watchmen at that time, who were hoping that the Lord was gonna, that the Lord was gonna return. But it didn't come, and just because of that, they're just gonna give up. That's not what endurance is, man. They gave themselves a deadline, and funny enough, that's there you have it. It literally was a deadline. The Lord just put off that button on those certain people, and the thing is, we don't have that promise now. We just know that the elect, meaning the false promise of a deadline, we just know that the truth, that the end is here, right? The mark of the beast, the technology, even the device itself is here, right? And we're just waiting for that mandate to happen. The reason why is because we know, as the scriptures say, to do our due diligence, right, to measure the times diligently, that will be the oncoming and the bringing in of what the epilogue, man, the end, before the Lord comes. This is Mark 13 and 32. This is just another variation of it. We have that day and that hour knoweth no man, nor not the angels which are in heaven, neither the Son, but the Father. Take ye heed, watch and pray, for ye know not when the time is. All right, the elect are not gonna know when that time is coming, but nevertheless they're gonna wait for it. And lastly, just to close out on a good note, this is the word patience on Edom Online. It says the quality of being willing to bear adversities. It says calm endurance of misfortune, suffering, etc. Yeah, and for someone who might have really put all their faith in that false, 400-year prophecy, because that's where it stems from. Yeah, I mean, to some people, yeah, it was very misfortunate, not to mock, but here it is. Again, from another view, yeah, it's misfortunate only because of the fact that you had a false belief in mind, man. Because really, that's just false belief. That's not even in the scriptures, man. All right, because that 400-year prophecy was relating back to our captivity back in Egypt, man. All right, and although we're in the new Egypt, that does not apply here, man. All right, what we read in Matthews and Mark, all right, is talking about what today, the return of Hamashiach Yahushai, and we don't know that hour, we don't know that day. All right, but we just know the season that we're in, and also what the signs of the times and when he's coming. And for that, we need to have that quality, to endure. All right, to the quality of willing to bear adversities until that time is to come. See, so those on this video was edifying. Just some quick scriptures to bring that out, in terms of patience and eagerness. All right, so those on this video was edifying. I'm gonna close out, be giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Makakodash, the belongings of the apostles and elders, I agree, millstone, that teach and rule well, and peace and blessings be unto you, full of Akim, your brothers, that also push out this word in truth, faith, and sincerity. And with that, I'm gonna say shalom.